Hello, my audience. I am reviewing Christopher Nolan's starring Christian Bale as Batman in the Dark Knight Trilogy. For some reason it's called that, even though Batman Begins the first one in the installment trilogy of the Nolan trilogy as his Batman started in the Batman Begins movie. So for some reason called the Dark Knight Trilogy because the sequel's called Dark Knight, but it's confusing for me. Why can't it be this Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy instead of the Dark Knight trilogy? Don't know. I don't know. I think it's confusing. I wonder what the Batman trilogy with Robert Pattinson will be named when it's done. What will it be called? The Batman? Or will it be called something else? What will the sequel be called? Main title. Makes me wonder. Comment below if that's just me that wonders that, or other people wonder that. Let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to comment below in the comment section. Anyway, I'm continuing my review. Anyway, I leave the comment section always on in my videos now these days. For all my people that feel like free to comment below, if they want to. Comment below if they also have that thought in their head, confused by the name of the trilogy that no one's put out. Main title, the trilogy name. Feel free to comment below if you're confused too, like me. I find it confusing. A little, but that's a bit of a nitpick in my eye. So, I give Batman Begins a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Batman Begins from 2005, I think it came out in, starring Christian Bale as Batman, his first outing as Batman. And I give the sequel, The Dark Knight 2008, his second outing as Batman, a 7 out of 10. It was a bit of a letdown compared to the first one, because I really love the first one a lot. I mean, it has its little problems here and there where it gets to the third act, and it has a plot twist. Revealed that the main bad guy behind everything, including the Wayne family's murder, is connected to the League of Assassins, the head League of Assassins, Ra's al Ghul, who's played by Liam Neeson, who's revealed to be the real Ra's al Ghul in the movie Race. And he's not even immortal, like they don't have the Lazarus pit, they don't go there, there's more real world building, so he's just a mortal man. And people duplicate, and there's double people that play Race in this movie. One's posing, one guy posing as Race, one's the real, another person posing as Race, and then another person revealing himself to be the real Race at Wayne's party on his birthday when he turns 30. This Batman just turned middle age. After being Batman through the first two openings of the movie, after the movie takes place after Wayne, the movie takes place mostly when Wayne's 29, leading up to his 30th birthday. So he's a Batman for a year in this movie, I guess, like, or a few months in this movie, or something like that. It's the first year on Batman, and his birthday comes up while being Batman, and as his Batman in the movie, and he turns out 30 is actually legally considered middle age. I found out. I googled it. It's legally considered the earliest middle age is when middle age can start with people. Full men. I found that out. So this Batman's middle age, just in the state as Batman, and just turned middle age after being becoming Batman at 29 in the movie, then turning 30 in this movie on his birthday at the end of the movie, and he gets cornered into a trap on his birthday after telling everyone to leave. People, when man gets burnt down by the League of Assassins and his army, by the head of the League of Assassins and his army, burnt down Wayne Manor, and try to kill Bruce Wayne and leave him to burn in the building. When everything's collapsing, Alfred comes to help him and aid Bruce Wayne with lifting this, and he's giving Bruce Wayne a hard time because it's saying all those pushes are useless, I guess, but you can't even lift this fucking thing. Basically, he's saying, hey, I'm an old man, how come you can't lift this? And what's the point of doing all those pushes if you can't lift a fucking log? You weak asshole. I thought that was funny how he said it, you know? That was funny how Alfred said that. I love that scene with Alfred. Alfred's awesome in this movie. He's a lot better than he was in any of the other installments. And so is Batman and the Bruce Wayne persona. Throughout the Nolan trilogy, this is as best as going to get the Bruce Wayne and Alfred dynamic between the father and son dynamic. They feel straight out of the comics from Batman, inspired by Batman, mostly inspired by like Frank Miller's Batman, and you know, other runs on Batman, depending on which one Batman you look at from the comics. So, so I like how this one actually there's more screen time with this Batman and Alfred, and it's actually I like the stuff of writing in this with Batman and Alfred, majority of it, and I like Alfred in this, and I like Bruce in this. I like how Bruce starts out as a really angry and a bitter person and resenting everyone since his parents died. And Alfred still loves Bruce, even though he kind of takes Alfred for granted and doesn't appreciate Alfred at all. And is angry because his parents are murdered, and he leaves Gotham for a few years in the movie, and then comes back at 29 and takes on the vigilante named Batman. And I really like how he comes up with the costume, shows him coming up with the design of the costume and building a costume design that is in this movie that they use for his first outing as Batman. I really thought the best costume that Christian Bale ever wore, I thought, was in this movie versus the rest of the Nolan trilogy. I just didn't like the second costume. I just didn't think it wasn't a bad design. It just wasn't an improvement compared to what we got. It was still cool, but it wasn't better. I personally thought it was a bit of a step backwards in terms of looking mysterious and intimidating like a bat-like design. Like, to me, Batman in the last two movies, the design that they go for after the old one, you have to toss away the old design for the new design in the Dark Knight 2008 launch sequel, and Batman third installment of Dark Knight Rises. We got a different costume Batman wears. But, my only problem is it's less scary and looks more kid-friendly and looks more like armor, and the mask looks more like a gargoyle face and less like a Batman face. It looks more like a gargoyle inspired. Looks kind of like a gargoyle slash how do I say gargoyle? Kind of like similar to, it kind of feels like it's inspired. You know how Green Goblin's mask was carved in the Dark Knight, in the Spider-Man 2002? How the design of Green Goblin's mask design was? The design of that thing, mask? And you know how the helmet looked kind of ridiculous, the design, with the mask and the Wentworth? It looks a lot like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin design, mask-based inspired, is what I thought of the Christian Bale head. when he's in the Batman costume, when he gets the improved suit that's supposed to be lighter and better for combat in the plot of the Dark Knight sequel 2008 called The Dark Knight, starring Heath Ledger as the Joker and Batman as played by Christian Bale, directed by Christopher Nolan. Again, the sequel is. All three of them are. To me, I think Christian Bale's suit is lamer than George Clooney's suit. You know, not the one he gets in the Batman Begins. The ones he gets the improved suit in the 2008 Batman flick, The Dark Knight. That he also wears in the 2012 Batman flick, The Dark Knight Rises, the final installment, third installment. To me, the mask was sillier than George Clooney's mask as Batman. Looks more ridiculous to me. And worse. And shitty. Kind of. Because it doesn't look scary. This looks kind of silly looking, cheesy looking design. How it's carved, the face design. How they kind of reimagined the face. Animated the face for the improved suit. Instead of like, you know, keeping a similar look on the face. But just making Batman make sure he moves his neck like that was the. But for some reason, they decided to redesign give the face the cowl's eyebrows. I thought that was weird to put eyebrows on the face of the mask. On the mask, if they put carved eyebrows into the skull, carved eyebrows into the mask. The mask now has eyebrows on it besides just bat ears. It now has like eyebrow skull, eyebrow forehead too, with it, and it doesn't look right when the forehead, the right eyebrow forehead feels like it looks like it has, like a Batman on the bat. It looks fucking weird. It looks fucked. It's really problem. My biggest problem with the Batman design is actually is that nothing from the bottom or the middle section or the back section how the design is, or the front section. I actually like the redesign everything. I was kind of digging even the cave design and the redesign everything else except for the mask. Not because the mask has a different face sculpted onto it than what was sculpted on the Batman Begins mask, I notice. Like, they look like they intentionally sculpted a different, and they gave Batman eye bags. It was weird. They gave Batman eye bags sculpted into the bat masks, besides Batman wrinkles around the nose. With the bat nose. And they were trying way too hard to make it look like Christian Bale's face, I thought. It just didn't look right. They should have kept it, they should have kept the sculpture. They should have kept the sculpture face the same. What was already there, perfect, fine, whereas Batman Begins sculpted face. And, I think the Batman sculpted face looks much more like a bat. And I don't mind that they had to ditch the neck part of it makes sense and it looked kind of cool. My own problem is that the face is sculpted different on the mask this time than it was in Batman Begins. It looks more sillier than George Clooney's sculpted face on his mask from Batman and Robin 1997 flick. And I'm going to stand by that flick, that opinion. It looks more strange than the bat nipples from Batman and Robin. There, I said it, and I admit that. It looks stranger than that. 6 on more like a 4-some, and even the bad critic out there has become a meme thanks to Doug Walker. Idiots like Doug Walker on the internet, known as the Nostalgia, he plays the character. Not as popular as he used to be, but, still popular than me. He's popular than me. More subscribers than me, I know. That's for sure. How does he have as many subscribers as he does? I don't know. I don't know how he got that many subscribers. It's impressed, but also I'm kind of jealous. Because I don't have that many subscribers yet. And there's one more subscribers to my channel. Oh, please, that reminds me. Please subscribe to my content, like this video. Please. My audience for newcomers and oldcomers. Both audience. Please subscribe and like this video. Feel free to comment below if you want to. Comment below, okay? And that's my review on The Dark Knight, Batman Begins. Why give it a 9 out of 10. And the Batman 2008, I give it 7 out of 10. And I give Batman The Dark Knight 2012 Rises a 9 out of 10. And Batman Begins, the one side of all, a 9 out of 10. And the sequel, the first sequel, a 7 out of 10 for above average. But I love the first one and the third one. I love the, also, what really kind of let me down is, like, is also what got me hyped for this movie. The reimagining of the Joker, played by Heath Ledger. But I gotta admit, he wasn't as scary nor as funny or as violent as I wanted him to be in the movie. The Dark Knight movie, as the movie was going to market him as. I was hoping he was going to be more violent and more funny, dark, morbid humor, and also more scarier, and do more fucked up shit than what the movie went for. Like, I was kind of hoping we could go get more, like, something like, I don't know, something really fucked up. That's within the realm of being R-rated. Fucked up. And a big part of this movie, third and second installment, is PG-13. And that's the same rating as the first Batman movie from 1989. Last installment was the Joker. Appearance of the Joker played by Jack Nicholson. What's bothering me is that Jack Nicholson was more of a violent, brutal, was more violent as the Joker than Heath Ledger was. I don't know why, but for some reason Heath Ledger had less screen time than Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I notice that I feel like the Joker wasn't in it a whole lot in this movie. I wish he was in it more. I feel like he was edited out of this movie a lot, brutally. And the movie kind of felt very rushed at times when it got after the first halfway point. Once it gets to the halfway point of the movie, once Two-Face becomes Two-Face and stays on Two-Face persona and goes crazy looking for vendetta and getting half burnt alive. And he's doing the coin thing for no reason, really, because he's not crazy. It's like he's angry and wants revenge on Rachel's death. Like, he doesn't have a split personality, like the comic book Two-Face that became popularized by Batman the Animated Series. And even Tommy Lee Jones did it more correct than this Two-Face. Accurate. Was more comic accurate than this Two-Face, written-wise. Because he had the split personality. This Two-Face doesn't. When he gets burned half alive. That's not Two-Face, this is Harvey Dent. Playing Harvey Dent angry. Man. Ugh. To me, it's just stupid. And also, it's stupid how this movie goes for a real... It's stupid how this movie just... brings into the Two-Face design. They shouldn't have made him bring him the Two-Face this time. They should have just killed off Rachel and have him go mad and angry and wanting revenge somehow. Make him a bad guy. If they should have just made him a bad guy without burning half of his face, I think. It wouldn't have made a difference in the movie. Him having his half of his body and face, but making him the Two-Face design doesn't make him Two-Face any more than it makes him gay. It doesn't prove that he's Two-Face. It doesn't prove that he's gay. It just proves that this is just for fan service to make money off the movie fans for no fucking reason. That's why I give the Dark Knight 2008 a 7 out of 10. Above average score gets for me. Do not love it. Don't hate it though. Like it, but don't love it. It's meh for me. 7 out of 10. The Dark Knight 2008 flick sequel to Batman Begins. Batman Begins gets a 9 out of 10. The third one gets a 9 out of 10 because I love both of those movies from Nolan. Well, they do have problems. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, I'll get to. I was playing is at the end. When the movie gets at the end, just when the movie's almost wrapping up, with Batman third installment by Nolan, 2012 flick, Batman. My problem with that movie is that Natalia, she's the main lead instead of Bane. Bane's is a henchman revealed as working for Natalia. And that kind of demasculated and kind of, I noticed, kind of demasculating, kind of a, kind of nerfs, and nerfs Bane as a character. And makes him less interesting for his first adaptations, his first serious adaptation. That's took him the character seriously. Because Batman, last Batman movie that brought him to Bane did not take him seriously. But it also brought him in as a henchman. This movie is taking inspiration from George Clooney's Batman and Robin, what's regarded often as the worst Batman movie of all time by fans. That's my big problem. Was 2012 The Dark Knight Rises. That's my big gripe with this movie. I'm sorry my blood pressure's a little up. I'm trying not to get too worked up because I scream at you guys. Because I'm thinking that's why I'm getting a little loud. Because I really hate this decision that this went for, again, trope. With the plot. Trying to make Bane, instead of a main villain of the movie, it makes him a henchman for the main villain of the movie. That's in the shadows until revealed. Named Natalia that sleeps with Bruce and takes advantage of him and makes him earn his trust and takes advantage of him, blah, blah, blah. And Bruce didn't see it coming, blah, blah, blah. But he should have, blah, 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 because he's Batman. Because Batman's usually the greatest. Think about this. Make me ask questions as a Batman fan. If he's the greatest detective of this movie, it makes me ask, how did he not see this coming? That could be Natalia having the detonator to the bomb and holding it. And Batman just gets backstabbed by Natalia, literally, and stabs with a knife. Natalia leaves Batman and Bane's hands to die, but saved by the Catburglar, not named Catwoman. She doesn't get the Catwoman name in this movie. Selina Kyle, she gets meant. It's Selina Kyle, who's Batman's love interest, true love interest in the movie. After she, this movie ends with them together on a date. Alfred sees them on a date together. Batman reveals the bat signal, hinting that Batman's work is never done, and he's going to save Batman as like Batman is protecting Gotham. I like that ending. But he actually has now he has a life of his own also, with Selina Kyle as a girlfriend. I like this ending. But I didn't understand why they made the cop legal name Robin. I thought that was a stupid nod to the fans service for fans. I would have just never called him Robin, or never gave him a name, but give him our original character name, or make him, Knox from Batman. First Batman movie, could have called him Knox from the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. But in this movie, he could have been the police officer that helps aids Batman in this one-man war on crime. In the third act, when Batman gives him the stupid advice to wear a mask. Because he's a police officer. Police officers don't wear masks, Batman. Vigilantes do. But I guess he's going to go into the life of a vigilante once he discovers the Batcave. When he goes into the Batcave, he's going to probably going to help Batman become a vigilante of his own. With Batman along with Catwoman, probably. I guess that's what's going. What looks like all history. Reveals Batman, shows Batman's work's never done. Blah blah blah. I guess. So. I guess Gorner could become the new butler to Alfred. Well, Alfred's retired from helping Batman. Because, he never was going to help Batman. Was being Batman still. Forever. And, no, he didn't change anything of him going back to help Batman be Batman and was his one-man war on crime. He is known for never ending in Gotham. And as Batman, blah blah blah, in this movie does a more realistic world adaptation, but kind of changes the lore a bit within the third installment. The dynamic of Batman and Alfred is kind of kept short in this movie before they split up. Once Batman becomes Batman after his first night on Batman, his brief reunion with Alfred's cut short of the dynamic. And it's like he leaves Wingman forever in the rest of the movie until Guns come out after he's 6 feet under and fakes his death is revealed by Luke Foxfield figures out because he fixed the autopilot. And the back signal got fixed by Batman. It shows and he's on a date, blah blah blah. It shows and I really like the ending, but I just wish they made Bane a henchman. But the rest of the movie I really liked. I didn't like the plot twist it went with. It was like I didn't like the plot twist it went with the third act with Liam Neeson. When the rest of the movie was building around the Scarecrow being the main threat. One of what I liked about The Dark Knight 2008 sequel is that the main threat was the main threat of the movie that the movie was marketed around. Joker versus Batman. But they never really revealed that Two-Face was coming. They kind of hinted at it in the poster or promotion material, never showed it until the movie came out. I didn't, at least for me, that's what the room shot. I looked at for posters. They never showed what Two-Face was going to look like in the Nolan trilogy, so I like that. Then again, you know what? I think I don't want to give Dark Knight a 7 out of 10. I want to give it an 8 out of 10 for 2 points above average. I liked it that much. The sequel, The Dark Knight, to give it an 8 out of 10. You know what? I guess they all have problems that I have picking problems with them. So I want to give The Dark Knight 2008 a 9 out of 10. Because I love it that much. I think I've talked myself into end up appreciating The Dark Knight the most in the Nolan Trilogy throughout this video by now. That's why I give the Nolan Trilogy all 3 installments. They're not perfect, they're flawed masterpieces, so I give them a 9 out of 10. Each 3 movies by Christopher Nolan's. 9 out of 10, they're flawed masterpieces that I've noticed. Really good though. Reimaginings for Batman's in his Rogues Gallery in Gotham City and the police department called the Juicy Blue PD in the comics. And reimagining of Gordon's awesome, played by Gary Oldman. In all installments, and also Lucius Fox, the introduced character Lucius Fox, played by Morgan Freeman. Really cool character in the movie, and I like that Morgan Freeman's performance. I like what he was given for the character with a little screen time. I like the movie didn't give too much for his character, but again, give too little for his character in the Nolan Trilogy. He knew how to balance all these characters well. Give them proper amount of screen times, you know? For the good guys and bad guys, and the civilians too. I like the directing, I like the action, besides the explosions, constant action, I like the stories, but I didn't like the twists and turns that went through at the end. Was the last 2 that I talked about in this video. That's The Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises 2012. And I wish Batman and Joker had more screen time. And Batman Begins, I just wish there was more of all the characters. Had more screen time together with Batman and Joker. I just felt like the movie was a little, not bad. The Dark Knight was really good. I just felt like in certain parts it felt cut short. And kind of rushed at the when we got close to it. It felt like it was trying to could have benefited from a director's cut that we never got. At least maybe. That's what I think. Is what I think of the Dark Knight movie. And all the trilogy with Batman Begins could have benefited from a director's cut for me. That's why I give them a flawed masterpiece score, a 9 out of 10. But I enjoy them nonetheless. Goodbye, good night, good morning, wherever you are, my audience. When you're watching this, excuse me, it's nighttime where I am. Feel free to comment below, let me know where you saw these movies and what your thoughts on these review I gave to this trilogy. How I did. Let me know in the comment section if you feel free. Comment below if you want to. Or just subscribe and hit the comment section never. And like this video and click subscribe to grow my subscribers and likes. Good night. Goodbye, my audience. Night night. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this through, for being patient with me. See ya.